Hi, it's Agnes. And Becky, you didn't request this YouTube, but I am going to dedicate this to you today. This is a true story of a YouTube viewer that watched my channel who has manifested her specific person. Her name is Lucapascale, and I'm going to read you her story since she's given me permission. Now, this journey started 4 months ago. I met my boyfriend in October 2015 on a Saturday. He's from Spain and he moved to Mexico. I met him 13 days after he arrived, and I knew since the beginning that he was the one. We were both Aries and our initials were both JM, and we liked the same things. I have to tell you that he's very handsome to Mexican standards, LOL. And I'm good looking too. Before I met him, my confidence and self-esteem were at the top. I used to go to the gym 6 days a week and my body looked fabulous. Basically, I was feeling very good and he fell in love with me instantly. He was constantly calling me and wanting to see me, but I had a wedding in another state, so he had to wait more than a week to see me again. We saw each other again, and since that day we became inseparable. He slept at my place at least 4 days a week, and he introduced me to his friends. We spent Christmas together, and everything was great. But Spanish people are very tough. You know, their accent, it's like they are angry all the time. I knew that because I lived in Spain for almost 2 years, and I knew that they are not very emotional. I mean, they can't show their emotions and feelings. He told me that he loved me, but nothing else. So I started to imagine things like he was seeing somebody else, even though I knew his whereabouts all of the time. My mind went crazy and my self-esteem and self-confidence disappeared, and I began to feel very anxious and unhappy all of the time, to the point that I stopped sleeping. And you know how thoughts create reality. So I created the breakup. I became a jealous person and I was constantly checking his Facebook. So one day he went to work, I went to the gym. I checked Facebook and I saw that he'd added a very slutty girl, and I went crazy. I have to confess that I came home and I opened a bottle of wine. And then I texted him accusing him of being unfaithful, etc., etc. He snapped because it wasn't the first time and sent me a text saying that he didn't want to be with me or anyone else. At that time, he was living with me, so he told me, I'm going to pick up all my stuff next Sunday. That Sunday, I begged and cried. He was pissed and told me that we could be friends. The next week, he contacted me. Actually, he contacted me all the time about the stuff that we had to solve. I knew his messages were excuses, but my world collapsed. I desperately began to find a way to have him back. In the beginning, I read everything about getting your ex back, and I thought those tactics were silly and immature. And then if I remembered the LOA. I read everything you could imagine, forums, blogs, I listened to audios, etc. And I decided that I was going to do everything to have him back. My first manifestation was a call from my mother-in-law who lives in Spain. That gave me confidence. Also, I started to meditate 3 times daily to soothe myself and doing Lani's techniques. I'm not sure who Lani is. I kept my mind occupied. While I was at home, I listened to Law of Attraction videos, audiobooks, etc. I stopped watching TV, and also I read many books about Law of Attraction. I found Neville Goddard. Whenever I felt desperate, I closed my eyes and I thought about the image of my end result, and that image I went to sleep with every day. I saw him 4 times in that time, but nothing good happened. On the contrary. When I blocked him completely, I met Cherie and McClenny, not sure who they are either, and we began talking every day via WhatsApp. Those girls saved my life, and I started to feel good almost all of the time. I decided to take action, so I sent him a letter apologizing and also called my mother-in-law to tell her that I was still in love with him, meaning her son. The letter arrived and he texted me wanting to talk, and the rest is history. In 1 week, my manifestation unfolded, and now he is living with me. We have started a business together and planning the future. We have to solve some things, but now I know that I have the universe holding my hand and many wonderful people in this forum. I hope this story is useful. Winners don't quit, and if the man is good for you, fight for him. But never ever lose your dignity to a man. So that is Lucapascale's story. And she also said at the end here that we're going to Spain in a few days. So that was sent to me on the 21st of January 2017. And it is such a beautiful, beautiful story of manifesting a specific person. And as you know, she is just like all of you, watching YouTubes, and she had her person, she lost her person, and then she got her person back. So very, very inspiring, and I hope you get a lot out of that. So that's it for tonight, and may you move closer and closer to your specific people, and you use some of the wonderful techniques that she used and also some of your own.